Good morning. Just got off work and thought I'd come over to Mom's house because I did some transplanting the other day and didn't water it in because I thought it was going to rain that night. So it didn't, and here I am. But just wanted to take a look at all the lechuga we have growing here. She got a lot of lettuce. She could eat a big old salad. Looks like she's been harvesting some. These are romaines, and those are like a tennis ball lettuce, and some more romaine over there. And I have a dahlia that I planted there, and those are some lupins. There's another one hiding behind that, under that tomato, and that's a super sweet 100. And San Marzanos are the rest of these tomatoes that I have planted. Those are all San Marzanos except for the one on the end. We got some kale planted in the center, and there's a sage plant Mom put there last year. Behind is a bunch of snapdragons, and we've got some sweet alyssum planted in little spots near the tomatoes, and then also there's basil, little basil bushes there. And behind the kale here, I've got some other lettuces that we planted, and also some marigolds here and there. And I think also maybe one or two sunflowers somewhere. Anyway, this bed is packed for right now until we can get everything harvested, like the lettuces and kales. Once those peter out, it'll open up some space for some prettier border type plants, like the what are these things called? I always forget. The coleus, like these types of plants. There's another one right there. Mom's got some flowering clover in these containers. I'm gonna let those ones flower and go to seed for her, but that whole bed is coming out because I'm gonna have to start amending it and getting it ready to plant peppers and whatnot. But there's another. I told her that these black buckets that I have are for not those, but for squash and that kind of thing, but she doesn't ever listen to me. Anyway, I pulled out everything from this garden bed, except for like the tulips, the bulbs and stuff along the edges. But I pulled the cover crop out. It was up to the center of the trellis, and it had to go because I need to amend the soil and top it off and plant my peppers and the rest of the tomatoes that I have at my apartment. Anyway, look at that beautiful yellow rose bush. I bought that from Mom a few years ago for Mother's Day. In this bed over here, I threw some of the celosia in and some dill. And this is a bee balm, I think, from last year. It came back. It's nice and big. That's the chocolate mint. And then the tomatoes that I planted last year on this trellis, we had all this half was tomatillos and that half was peppers. But this year we have Hungarian hearts. 1, 2, 3, 4 of those. And then on this half we have 1, 2, 3, 4 Dr. Witchies and 1 Kellogg's breakfast. And these are all like a yellow beefsteak. They get really big and they're so yummy. Really good on tomato sandwiches. And then the Hungarian hearts, which are just a really giant heart-shaped tomato for sauce. It's not very much gel and seeds on the inside, so they're a good sauce tomato. Over here we had some bok choy, and I pulled those out and harvested them because they were starting to bolt. And the other night I planted these snapdragons, and this is year 2 of the Mary Washington asparagus. So year 2, and I bought 2 more packets from Baker Creek. So I think when these peter out, I guess next spring I'll plant those and extend the I found a slug, and I'll extend the asparagus patch. Anyway, I just squashed that slug and it squirted up. Anyway, this bed also had been filled with a cover crop that Mom was letting get way too tall, and I had to pull it all up to amend it. But I found a snake in there, and so Gabe and I had to chase it and get it out, and he relocated it over there somewhere. It jumped off of the stick that we had it on into some brush, so better over there than in my garden bed. Anyway, so I'll be amending this bed also. I left some of the greens in that were along the edge. And then I just came over from work this morning and had some plants in my car still from the other day that I didn't get a chance to plant. And they are these snapdragons, this little patch here, and some basil. And then the other day I planted 3 green bean plants, and last week I had already planted 3 Chinese red noodle bean plants. So those are all on that side there. And then on this side I have a golden sunshine runner bean, I think 3 or 4 of those, and then like a sunset runner bean, 3 or 4 of those. So those are all along this side. And you can see there's damage from slugs. I found slugs all over these this morning. They really liked this plant a lot. And I can't remember which one it is. I think it's the golden sunshine. Anyway, it's gonna be fine. It'll come back because it's got this little piece here that's getting ready to grab hold of the trellis. Gotta be careful, gentle with these things. Anyway, there we go. I just helped it out a little bit. And then also the other day I planted these coleus along the edge, the border, and then I put that little plant there. That is the mosquito repelling plant. What's it called again? Citronella. There we go. Citronella. But I got like probably 6 more citronella plants that are a little smaller than that at home, so they'll be planted out here soon. This garden bed I threw all the greens in that I had. So, and this was maybe a few weeks ago, 3 or 4 weeks ago. Kales and Swiss chards, all the lettuces. There's some red leaf lettuce there, and all along this whole back side of this bed there's kales, and then along the front side is stuff from the cover crop that Mom had in here, and I think they're mustard greens, so I left all those. And there's some more red leaf lettuce there, some more Swiss chard there. Anyway, these need to be harvested and cooked. And then on this bed here, I threw some nasturtiums along the edge because I just really love how they'll spill over and just flow. It's going to be beautiful. And then these 3 Romas are planted here. I hear a chicky boo. And then I planted on this side, I believe, some cucumbers. And I don't think I planted any on this side of the trellis. I don't think I did. Anyway, let's go see how the chicky boos are doing. I haven't seen them yet this morning. Hey, girls. Hey, good morning. Hi, boo-boo girls. There's number 4. Look at her running up here. Hi. That's my COVID chicken with the floppy comb. Hi, COVID chicken. She's the one that got sick for a little while, and we had to put her in the basement in the kennel and separate her. And I bought her some Vet RX to get her better, and she's fine. Hi, boo-boos. Look at them girls. Hi, my cheeky boos. That's my COVID chicken. That's my COVID chicken. Hi, boo-boo. Y'all have a beautiful day. Okay. This little area back here is kind of a mess. Just need some more mulch to mulch over all that cardboard. I guess this is the area that collects the cardboard. Anyway, back to the garden. Can't really get to this bed right now because they moved the wood pile right in front of it. I guess my only option would be to go around the back. I see a little spot open, a little opening where I could probably squeeze through. But anyway, I planted 2 nasturtiums here on the edges, and what else? I literally just now planted some nasturtiums here because I had these left over, and then I'll put a squash in there to grow and get eaten by squash bugs, because that's what always happens. But anyway, this is garden tour number 2. Week number 2, we'll say. I think I skipped last week. Also, around the mailbox area, I planted a few coleus the other day. These 2 here, and on that side over there. And then all of these are my little flowers, celosia flowers. That one looks like it's doing really, really well. It's nice and bushy. But these ones are just so puny and tall, and I cut them off in hopes that they would get bushier. But they're slow going. Anyway, I've got some snapdragons in here, and a couple sunflowers, and some lupins, and also in this little empty spot here is a big old elephant ear that I planted, but nothing's really happening just yet, so I don't know. We'll see if it decides to grow. The one at my house isn't growing yet either, but I did dig it up and there are roots, so maybe it's just really slow. Anyway, I have some more coleus here, but I'm going to take them home and let them get a little bigger before I bring them back to plant them. And I have 3 dahlias and some more celosia. I'm just going to take these ones home and plant them in a pot. But I was looking at these dahlias and I see the tiniest little bud, it looks like. Looks like it might bloom. I started these from seed. And I have another one at home also. So, to be honest, I don't know where I'm going to plant them. They have some roots at the bottom. So, they need to get out of those pots so they can be free and grow bigger. But anyway, so we'll see. We'll see what happens. I'll figure out a place to plant them. Anyway, this, I guess, concludes the end of garden tour number 2. Or is it number 3? I can't remember. I think it's number 2. And this is week 2 at my apartment. The green stalk is doing well, looking nice and full. Have some strawberries. They're all around on this top tier. And kale, lettuce, some more lettuce. This was in the mixed lettuce bin. Seed pack that I had. I don't know what kind of lettuce that is. What is that? Arugula, maybe? Looks like a weed to me, like a weed plant. Swiss chard, more lettuce. I need to harvest my lettuce. And looky, we got some baby tomatoes. And this one is Mohammed. And then down here, I think this one might be that one might be a Mohammed also. But this one's a Pinocchio. Got some babies on that one. And then I have, no, I think that bottom tier, yeah, that one. And then there's another one on the opposite side that are both yellow micros. Yeah, these are yellow micros. And then that's a ground cherry. And I got one on the other side also. Some dill, some creeping Jenny, bush beans that I planted. There's one coming up from seed, I think. I put some seeds in. That's one that came up from seed also, because the ones that I had started and planted, they didn't make it. Oh, here's another Pinocchio. It has baby tomato on it. And got lots of poops from these worms, from those little green things. Do you see that worm on the stalk eating my kale? No bueno. Got some more strawberries that are blooming. Strawberry blooms. Look, exciting. I know the kids around here are waiting to eat from the garden. They keep asking me. This one little girl sees me outside and she asks me if she could have something from my garden. I'm like, nothing's ready yet. You have to wait. These are spinaches planted in the fall that I've been harvesting from. And I planted these little kales. They're not really doing that well. And this is what happens to your tulips when you plant them mid-spring instead of in the fall when you're supposed to. I messed up, I guess. I had one bloom and it was like at the same level of the leaves. Looks like it's getting taller now. But anyway, look at my neighbor's irises. Aren't they beautiful? They're so pretty. pretty. Anyway, after they're done blooming, he's gonna dig up some of the bulbs and give me some. And that's my neighbor's garden over there. And then a lady down there where that thing is, the sandbox. She has planted a little garden a couple weekends ago with some flowers. And then we have some neighbors over there that have some gardens. And then this neighbor right across here, they started a little garden also a few weeks ago. Anyway, I have some onions planted here that my neighbor gave me, and sunflowers, more sunflowers, a dahlia, and another dahlia, and some snapdragons. Anyway, these two tomato plants, one there and one there, they're both Kellogg's breakfast variety. And look, I've got some carrots growing here. This one looks like it's actually kind of big. Do you see it down there? Anyway, I'll let it grow some more. I really don't know when to harvest carrots. Well, this is where my cabbage was, and I pulled it up. Took it to the chickens. I've got some garlic growing here, just from the tiny little garlic bulbs that I didn't use from the kitchen. From the grocery store. Got a little strawberry. Got some more strawberries there. I've plucked off a lot of the strawberries. A lot of the flowers. Some there. Ooh. That's probably gonna be the first one. That's the biggest one. I planted ginger in that. I'm sure it should have sprouted by now. I planted some at Mom's house too. That hasn't sprouted yet either. Got a bunch of these ones here are my miniature tomatoes. Look, more babies, more babies. And there's a baby. There's a baby. These are my miniature tomato plants. Except for this one. This one is my sun gold, which I'm going to plant in the front. And then all of these have not been doing well at all. I think they got some sort of fungus and just like really stopped thriving. So they've just been struggling. They need some help. I've fertilized them, give them water, and these ones are struggling also. These ones need some help also. That one's a Hungarian heart. Ooh, I think I see the very first sprout of those plants that I planted. Here's one and here's one, but nothing over here yet. Oh, and here's one too. Cool. This is my mini bell tomato. Got some babies right there. I might just keep that one for myself. I don't know. And then I have, this one is also a mini bell. This one. But it looks like it's struggling. I need to give it some food. And then I have some more tomatoes here. And I got them all mixed up, so I'm not sure what varieties these are anymore. But there's at least, out of all of these regular types, there's at least 7 or 8 of the sunrise bumblebee. And then these are my eggplants. So all of these look like they're doing okay. These ones were struggling. I think they're just, since I put them outside, they're doing better. But this is my garden. I need to give everybody some water. And then in this pot, I planted some ranunculus bulbs. Anyway, they're probably, I hope they actually grow, unlike the tulips. But I think now is the time to put them in the ground. So anyway, these are my ground cherries, getting a little bigger. And these are what I have left. I got to take that lettuce over to Mom's house and plant it. These are my portulacas. These are all for hanging baskets. Oh, this light didn't come on. There we go. And then I have a tomato here. It's the Green Doctor. It's taken off very slowly. I don't know what's going on. These are those dwarf teddy bear sunflowers. I gotta find a spot to put them. And what else do I have in here? Some black dragon coleus. That's what these are. Some citronellas back there. These, I believe, are also for a hanging basket. And this is the only mini bell pepper that grew, which is fine. I'm fine with that. Look at my mums. One of them didn't sprout, but that's okay. I'm fine with that too. I got 5 of them going. I think I'll start some more actually, because I like a lot of mums in the fall. And then these need to be transplanted for sure. There's some rosemary, Romas, Golden California Wonders, Super Sweet 100s, another citronella, more California Wonders, San Marzanos, some nasturtiums, some more black dragon coleus over there, I think. And these are all my peppers, and some more dill. And these are what's left of the snapdragons, and some more portulacas, and some phlox that I started. Sweet alyssum. These were for hanging basket also. They're not doing well at all. These are some Chinese red noodle beans. I don't know what to do with them. These are all of Mama's little starts from Jesse's cuttings. They're doing okay. They're doing okay. One of them, oh, this one looks like it's droopy. One of them didn't make it. That one might not make it either. But that's what I have growing in my gardens. And then I have these that are growing in the kitchen. These, of course, are the parsley. I think I've shown you already. And those ones are the cilantro. Got some lettuces over here that I need to, oh, those don't look good. They need some water. Still haven't planted any of those. But look at my garlic experiment that I saw on Facebook or YouTube somebody was doing. They took a whole head of garlic, cut the top off, and put it on a bowl that it could sit in. And it's growing roots, right? So I keep it watered. And so far these ones have sprouted. So these ones are starting to sprout. So then once they sprout like that, then you can take the bulbs loose and plant them in your ground. So I'm gonna do that. Some more portulacas. And I really need to do something with these. Mom has so many onions, and the onions that my neighbor gave me, I just don't have space for everything. Anyway, in this pot here, finally have some little sprouts, it looks like. These are mint sprouts. But I've been keeping it moist. Not many of them have sprouted, just a few on this side it looks like. Anyway, I'll keep my eyes on it and I'll keep them moist. But I wanted to grow some mint because I like mint. And anyway, that's it. I'm just rambling on now. Thank you for stopping by my channel and looking at what I have growing in my garden.